Good evening, and welcome to the public hearing for the Livingston Zoning Board of Adjustment. Today is, what is today? October 28th. It's been a long day, sorry about that. October 28th, 2025. If you're an applicant for a D or use variance, you should be aware that such a variance can only be granted after showing that special reasons for the grant of that variance exist, and that variance can be granted without substantial detriment to the zoning plan of the Township of Livingston. You should also be aware that in order to be granted such a variance, you will require affirmative vote of 5 members of the 7-member Board of Adjustment. Other variances require a majority of 4 members to grant that variance. If you're an applicant for any variance and your variance is denied by this board, you have a right to appeal to the Superior Court of the State of New Jersey within 45 days of notice of decision, and that court may overturn the decision of this board. If you're an objector to any type of variance that has been granted, you too may appeal to the Superior Court of the State of New Jersey within 45 days of the notice of decision. If you file an appeal, I do ask that you please provide a copy of your complaint to the Planning Administrator, Jackie Hollis. Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act, also known as the Sunshine Law, adequate notice of this meeting was provided to the Star-Ledger and West Essex Tribune, and a copy was also posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building. In addition to having notice posted, notice of this meeting was placed on the Township's website. Members of the public will have an opportunity to ask questions or to make statements regarding each application at the appropriate time. When the time comes, if you'd like to address the board, please come to the front and use the microphone so we can make sure your comments or questions are part of the record. Before we get going,
in the chairman's comments, when he began, he's talked about anyone who has a D variance will require 5 affirmative votes of the board. As you may see, we have 6 members tonight. So normally we would have 7. In such circumstances, we make it a habit of letting the applicants know that ahead of time, and it's up to the applicants to decide if they wish to proceed forward tonight. They certainly have that option, but if you are seeking a use variance such as habitable floor area ratio, you will need 5 affirmative votes of the members who are present tonight on the dais. With that, Chairman, I appreciate being able to make that statement.
thank you. Mr. Kenya, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Kenya here, Mr. Shah,
Here.
Mr. Sherman,
Here.
okay, Ms. Wiseman,
Here.
Ms. Khan,
Here.
Mr. Beer,
Here.
we have the quorum.
Okay, please call the first applicant.
Okay. Sorry. Block 4501, Lot 1820, Cambridge Road, application number 2025-51-3, Aditya Shetty, application seeks approval to finish attic space in violation of the following section. 17087 CC4, habitable floor area, ratio 30% allowed, 31.73 proposed, 1.73% variance requested.
Good evening. Oh,
You can come have a seat.
over here.
Same cost.
Sorry, Mr. Klein.
That's right. Corey Klein from the law firm of Sills, Thomas and Gross, but see, I'm very green here. Well, I'm also. It's green, the light on the microphone. Corey Klein from the law firm of Sills, Cummins and Gross, filling in for Mr. Posada on behalf of the applicant Aditya Shetty. We submitted an application for a habitable floor area ratio variance pursuant to NJSA 40:55D-70D4 in connection with modifications to an existing single-family home on property located at 20 Cambridge Road and identified as Lot 18 in Block 4501 on the Township tax maps. The property is located in the R4 single-family zoning district, and my client has served notice by certified mail and published notice of the hearing, and I understand that my client has submitted proofs of such publication and service to the board, and I would ask that the board acknowledge receipt and that jurisdiction is properly before this board.
So acknowledged.
Very good. Tonight, we're presenting one witness, Mr. Nick Graviano, a licensed architect and professional planner, who will testify in support of the requested variances. If we could have him sworn?
I'm a licensed professional planner.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I made you an architect.
if he was an architect, he would have to choose a whole different wardrobe. Do you swear or affirm, Ms. Graviano, good to see you tonight. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
Okay, can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Yes, first name Nicholas with an H, last name Graviano, G-R-A, V as in Victor, I-A-N-O.
Okay, Mr. Graviano, you've appeared before us multiple times, been accepted as a planner on multiple occasions. Your license to practice as a planner in the state of New Jersey is current, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, Mr. Chairman?
Does anyone on the board have any questions or objections regarding this witness? There being no objections, the witness is accepted as an expert in professional planning.
Thank you. Mr. Graviano, if you could please describe your responsibilities in connection with this project.
If you could just give me one moment, Mr.
Sure.
Klein. The plan is not showing on the...
Incoming technical support.
Yeah, when I click on the folder and bring up the plan, it's not, I know it stays at the previous screen. Someone changed the... Why is it doing that? Only be on the screen. Yeah, that's frozen. Give me a second. Just leave it there. There we go. That's why he's the best. Okay, so the applicant is before the board this evening for a very simple application. The applicant is seeking to finish a part of a attic over a garage. It's not a third-level attic, it's a second-story attic, to provide a better walk-in closet for the master bedroom that was proposed for the dwelling. Previously, the applicant proposed, if you see here, this was previously the walk-in closet for the master bedroom, which is pretty small in size for a house of this type. So the applicant seeks to finish only 178 square feet of that attic above the garage to accommodate a better walk-in closet for the master bedroom. The applicant requires no other relief. The relief being requested before the board this evening is for a 1.73% FAR variance. No exterior changes are proposed for the dwelling. The house will look exactly as it was approved by the zoning department and as exists today. The applicant, this is the applicant's home. The applicant lives there. The applicant has a TCO and is seeking to finish this second floor attic space for the walk-in closet. As you know, for the FAR variance, the applicant must demonstrate that the positive and negative criteria could be met and that the site can still accommodate the proposed use withstanding the request for an FAR variance. Certainly, this applicant advances purposes of zoning and municipal land use law, specifically purposes A, G, and I. A, promotion of the public health, safety, general welfare. G, sufficient space and appropriate location for a variety of residential uses to meet the needs of New Jersey citizens. And then lastly, I do feel that this is a better desirable visual environment and creative development technique, purpose I. Certainly, there's no substantial impairment of the zone plan or zoning ordinance with this request. The applicant is meeting the maximum habitable floor area requirement The requirement is 3220, and the applicant with this closet addition is at 3219.
Does anybody on the board have any questions for this witness? I'll just ask one question. So you're removing a few walls, you're pushing them back, and that's just gonna become more, I guess, roof area from down below? To remove existing 5-foot-high wall?
Yes.
Exterior?
Yeah, so that will be one continuous closet for the master
Right.
bedroom.
Okay. Does anybody in the public have any questions for this witness? Back to you, Counselor.
So, Mr. Graviano, in your professional opinion, has the applicant satisfied the required proofs for the requested variance?
Yes, I believe this FAR variance request can be satisfied advancing purposes of zoning, and the site can accommodate the increase in FAR, given that there's no substantial changes to the facade floor plan of the dwelling.
Okay, unless there are any further questions from the board, that concludes my case.
Does anybody on the board have any other questions? Does anybody in the public want to make a statement regarding this application? Does anybody on the board want to make any statements? Does anybody on the board want to make a motion?
I'll make it. Motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, Mr. Kenyon, Mr. Sherman,
Yep.
Mr. Shah,
Yes.
okay, Mr. Wiseman,
Yes.
Ms. Khan,
Yes.
Ms. Bear,
Yes.
motion carries.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Board.
Yep.
Okay, Block 1601, Lot 2, 10 Twin Oak Road, application number 2025-55-V, Joseph Ferry. Application seeks approval for a first and second floor rear yard addition and front yard portico in violation of the following section: 170-96C2, front yard setback 40 feet required, 28.9 feet proposed, 11.1 feet variance requested. 170-87CC4, habitable floor area ratio, 30% allowed, 39.81% proposed, 9.81% variance requested. 170-99C3, aggregate side yard, 30% required, 23.8% proposed, which is existing, 6.2% variance requested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I assume you are the Ferries?
We are.
Okay, wild guess. Okay. Now, you are the owners of this property. You are not, you're here with your architect, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you heard my statement before about if anyone has a D variance, they need to have 5 affirmative votes from the 6 members of the board. Your application, part of your application will require that. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, with understanding that, I just want to be fair to you.
Sure.
You know, you understand that and you want to proceed tonight?
Yes.
Okay, no worries, as long as you know that and understand that. All right, and, all right, so you have one witness tonight, your architect, Mr. Astral?
Yes.
Okay. All right, why don't we get you, we have to get you on the mic to get sworn in, so why don't you get close to the mic? All right.
Okay.
All right, do you swear, affirm, tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Douglas Osral, Asral. My office is in Whippany, New Jersey, and I've been a licensed architect since 2000
Okay, and licensed in the state of New Jersey?
in the state of New Jersey.
And that's current?
It's current, yes.
Okay, you haven't gotten an email?
Uh,
You didn't get anything in your email today? No, it's
No,
okay.
not today, no.
Okay, not today.
Okay.
All right, and your education?
Bachelor of Architecture, New Jersey Institute of Technology, 1991.
Okay. Mr. Chairman?
Okay, does anyone on the board have any questions or objections regarding this witness? There being no objections, the witness is accepted as expert in architecture.
I'm sorry, I should have asked this question. Will the Ferries be testifying at all, or we're just going to have the architect?
They may be giving commentary, so they probably should swear.
All right, so why don't we get you sworn in?
Sure.
All right, so I'm assuming we have, okay, Joseph and
Catherine Ferry.
Catherine Ferry, okay. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
We do.
Okay. All right, no hesitation, good answer.
Yeah.
All right, and Catherine, could we just have, with a C or K?
It's Catherine with a K. Katherine.
See, the chairman and I were thinking the same thing, C or K, okay. All right,
Okay, well, take it away, it's all yours.
Oh, okay. Hello, Board. Thank you so much for hearing us this evening. Catherine and I have lived in Livingston now for 15 years. We have 3 children. All go to school locally at our public schools. Harrison is where the elementary school, all 3 of our kids have attended. And we plan on staying here, obviously, for the long term. So just our request to hear out what our proposed plans are is just to expand some living space for us. Nothing in the front part of our house will radically change, and everything will be expanded in the back portion of our current setup. So, but thank you for hearing us out. I don't know, Katie, do you want to say anything?
We've lived in this house for 15 years,
Yeah.
so we would like to stay in this neighborhood and in this house, stay with our neighbors.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this project entails a 2-story addition in the rear yard on the first floor, family room and kitchen addition, alteration, to create a more unified and open plan for the growing family, the grown family that the Ferries are. And then on the second floor, the only addition alteration is for a master suite out the rear above the proposed first floor addition. The variances that we're seeking for front yard setback are for the proposed unenclosed portico to create a more announced entrance that I'll show on the front elevation. The only modification, the existing front elevation is to remain exactly the same, no change except for the portico, just to create a safer entrance for the stairs that have to be ascended. So from the streetscape, that's the only modification, is for that porch to give it a little curb appeal and announce the entrance a little better. The addition is primarily in the rear. As you can see here, here's the rear elevation on sheet Z2, drawing number 3, rear elevation, the upper right corner of the page. And so we have the master suite above and the family room below, leading to the patio through these sliding doors at the family room. And then what you see is on the side elevations, whereby the existing building is in non-conformance with side yard setback, but the proposed addition will be in conformance with regard to side yard setback, both minimum and combined. So just to quickly go through the plan, again, kitchen alteration for an eat-in kitchen with an island and a larger family room and a mudroom off the garage, which is with its own side entrance. The second floor with the master suite above the addition. No other changes are proposed to the existing bedrooms, so it will be a 4-bedroom home in total. And the other variance we're seeking is for floor area ratio, for which we would be in compliance if we had the minimum lot size. Our hardship is that we have an undersized lot at 6,250 square feet, where 9,375 is required. But if we had that, the minimum lot size, we'd be well under the ratio for such a lot. So we're hoping that considering the placement and location of the addition in the rear, and no change noticeable from the front other than the portico, the decorative portico. We hope that the board would see this as a favorable application.
Does anyone on the board have any questions for this witness?
I just have one quick question. So there are stairs in front of the house right now, right? So I don't know if you're leaving the stairs, but you're basically just building the portico over the existing stairs, that the stairs, so it won't extend any further than the stairs where they are right now? Or is it going out further than that?
It will go out a little further. We want a 6-foot landing. It's a little tight
Okay,
at
it's
the
tight.
top.
I saw that it's tight.
That's all.
Okay.
Again, it is not living space. It is open space
Okay.
for the public
So it's the
safety.
stairs and the portico, but the
Yeah.
building itself isn't the same?
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
So just to be clear, the addition is stepping in on both sides, which is how
Yes.
you're getting the side yard setback requirements?
We're trying to conform as best as we can in every other regard. The one thing that's out of our control is the floor area ratio.
Right. And you're keeping the habitable floor area, looks like, to under 2,500. So
Yes, it will-
2,488 is your total?
Exactly, correct.
So trying to make it a little bit more reasonable without, yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to get your mind around the numbers, that's about right, yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody in the public have any questions for this witness? Okay. Does anybody in the public want to make a statement regarding this application? No? Do you guys want to make any sort of a closing statement before we close our statements? You don't have to. You don't have to. No pressure. No plus or minus, no scoring on that. Okay, would anyone on the board like to make a statement? Would someone on the board like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Wait, who
made the
motion?
I made the motion.
Mr. Sherman?
I was going to add that it's also, I think in terms of the hardship, you also have a smaller, you're only 50 feet wide, this lot, also. So
And
that's
we're still
another
abiding by
hardship. You have two
setbacks, yes.
hardships here, so.
Yes.
Lot is narrow, I meant, yeah.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes.
Mr. Kenya? Yeah, Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Wiseman?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Khan?
Yes.
Mr. Beer?
Yes,
Motion carries. Congratulations.
done.
Thank you.
Okay,
luck.
block 2501, lot 7, 49 West Lawn Road, application number 2025-65-V, Felice and David Nussbaum. Applicant seeks approval to build an in-ground pool in violation of the following section: 170-96A, side yard setback 20 feet allowed, 17 feet proposed, 3 feet variance requested.
Okay. These architects, they always take forever because they got their movable easels. Have easel will travel.
Take care.
Have a good night. Okay, so I'm going to make a wild guess, and you're Felice and David Nussbaum?
Yes.
Okay, and you'll be testifying on your own behalf? Okay. This does not require a D variance, so I don't have to give you the same warning. Okay, so let's start by swearing you in. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth before the zoning board tonight?
Yes.
Okay, oh, very quick. Okay. All right, so Chairman?
Okay, it's all yours. Why don't you tell us what you got and why and how and everything else?
Well, thank you for seeing us this evening. We've been living in town for over 20 years. We put 2 kids through the entire school system, and we have a 3rd in the high school. And we intend to stay here for quite some time, and we're here we're installing a pool, and I guess the setback is such that there's a few feet that we are not able to conform because of the very, very narrow lot size that we have. So that's why we're here this evening.
Okay, one second. So you're essentially kind of in the middle of the yard, a little skewed to one side, so you can make one side, you couldn't make both sides work.
No,
No.
unfortunately not.
So you got one side to work and one side's not too bad, okay. Does anybody on the board have any questions for these witnesses?
You have a neighbor to the side you're seeking the variance?
Yes,
Yes, we
we're in the middle of, we have two neighbors.
Okay, all right.
Does anybody in the public have any questions for this witness? Does anybody in the public want to make a statement regarding this application? You don't need to. Do you want to have a closing statement? Not much has happened, so.
No,
I
it's
think you
3
probably-
feet, we're hoping to,
Yeah.
you know.
Does anybody on the board want to make a statement? Does anybody on
I'll
the,
make, I just want to recognize for the record.
Please.
Depending on how the vote goes, that it is a narrow lot. It's only 50 feet. I think if you had the pool person here, they'd probably testify just from prior knowledge, it seems like 12 feet seems to be the minimum width that these pool installers say is usually the minimum size pool. So it seems like there's no other way to put a pool in this property, is from what I'm gathering.
that's been a challenge.
We do
And-
have our pool installer.
Yeah, if we may,
Oh,
board.
so
we
is
do
that
have our-
correct?
We can
Yeah.
certainly answer some questions that.
sure.
Yeah.
Let's get you,
This-
yeah,
this
just-
one?
let's get you sworn in very quick. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
State your name, please.
Michael Panayotou, I'll spell it. It's P as in Peter, A, N as in Nancy, A, Y-I-O, T as in Tom, O-U.
Okay, thank you for spelling it. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I know Ms. Hollis does. So, you're the pool guy.
I'm the pool guy.
You're the pool guy.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Weissman brought up an issue with regard to the, usable size
Yeah.
of a pool. You have some information to share with the board
So
about that?
originally they wanted a 14 by 30, which we kind of brought it down so it could be a little bit more conforming. The lot itself is a non-conforming lot. It's a little bit smaller, I believe. In an R3 zone, it's 15,000 square feet. This is around 9 and change. So we were trying to make sure that they got a big enough pool that they didn't put a bathtub, because they would have only been able to fit a 10-foot pool. But as a pool builder, we want an additional minimum foot away from the setback line, as to create some space just in case for human error, anything like that. Because if we go a little bit too close, then that could be a different variance meeting. So we have on the right-hand side, you'll see that the pool goes 21 feet, not 20, and it's not directly on the setback line. And we're asking for a 3-foot variance rather than a 2-foot variance, because we feel like that's the best way to go, so it stays centered in the yard and we don't run into any issues with the neighbors.
I'm curious why you thought I'm not saying as opposed to seeking you just didn't want to seek 2 variants as opposed to putting it right in the
From
middle?
my
You just thought this was
experience,
a better
having
way to
2
go?
variances could be more problematic, so we wanted to minimize the amount of things that were going to be under scrutiny.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any questions for any of the witnesses? Okay, would someone like to make a statement? Someone like to make a motion?
I'll do it.
Oh, Mr. Shah.
Hey, you can just force.
Here is here.
All right, Mr. Wiseman, you want to be the second?
Yeah, I'll second.
We gotta get participation on that half of the room.
Okay.
We get participation points, the grading.
Now you tell.
Yeah,
You can all
we
come
need
over
to
and
participate.
take a dip.
I can't count them all.
All right, Mr. Shah,
Yes.
Mr. Wiseman,
Yes.
Mr. Kenyon, yes, Mr. Sherman,
Yes.
okay, Ms. Khan,
Yes.
Ms. Beer,
Yes.
motion carries, congratulations.
Thank you.
So
guys.
Thank you very
hopefully
much.
you can swim in January.
Yeah, come on over. Yeah.
Winter-
Those are our first
winter-
guests.
winter
Happily.
swimming.
I noticed you wait till after the kids moved out.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're done partying like that.
Okay, Block 301, Lot 35, 24 Cliffside Drive, application number 2025-81-3, Lakey Johnny. Applicant seeks approval for decorative retaining wall in violation of the following section, 170-72C, 5C, retaining wall side yard setback, 5 feet required, 1 foot proposed, 4 feet variance requested.
Okay,
Hey there, how
so,
are you?
I'm gonna, once again, I'm tonight I'm making tons of wild guesses, but I'm going to make wild guess that you are Lakey Gianni? Yes. You have to just hit the button. There you go.
Yes,
Excellent.
correct.
Okay, so you're the owner of the property, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and you're here to explain to the board tonight, so we're going to swear you in, okay? Do you swear affirm, tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
Okay. Sir, so Chairman, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. You get all excited. You get on a roll there. Please tell us why you're here and
Yes.
fill us in a little bit.
The reason I came here tonight, because we did one decorative wall. The zoning officer, he say it's necessary to come here, but one of our neighbors, he concerned because it's not retaining wall, it's decorative wall, it's his property, but it's not. That's the reason I'm here tonight.
So this retaining wall is decorative in nature?
That's correct.
Okay. And it is absolutely on your property,
That's correct.
okay? And so the relief that could be applied here is that that retaining wall should be placed at a 5-foot distance, and instead it's placed at a 4-foot distance from the lot line. But it's not, no, height. I'm sorry, height. It's
You talk about
this
me.
is, yeah, I know. So those 11 o'clock meetings. So it's, okay. So it's at a height. You know what, why don't I just give it over to the chairman?
Okay, so,
I'm gonna walk out and come back in. Where's Graviano when I need it?
so let's be clear. The wall is, you're attesting to the fact that the wall is 1 foot off of the property line,
That's correct.
right? And the height of the wall, but I'm not gonna mess it up, is required 5 foot. Proposed is 1 foot, and I'm actually not.
I don't think it was about the height.
That's not the height. That's not the height.
It's he's 1 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
1 foot from the lot line.
That's
Right.
right. The
Right.
mostly is decorative wall. It's not, I try to protect the wall doesn't go to neighbor property. That's the reason we did it, because I don't want the neighbor to complain, because the slope, the dirt, the grade.
Yeah, it's a grading,
Real
and the
confused.
wall.
That's the
and
reason. I
wall
try
is-
to protect the neighbor property,
Right.
because
And the wall is at
Right.
the ground level. The ground is, whatever the ground level is, that's the height of the wall. The
Right,
wall,
okay.
yeah, so.
Okay, I think we established that. Is there anybody in the public who would like to make a comment or talk about this wall? There's no one here, it seems, that's interested in this application besides the applicant. Okay, and no one wants to make a statement, right? Good. All right, I think we got the story.
Okay.
Does anyone want to make a statement on the board?
Well, I'll make a statement on because I went and visited the site.
As we all did.
I was anxious to hear what the neighbor would say, because looking at it, I thought this made it beneficial for the neighborhood and the neighbor, because effectively by putting that wall, they've got more yard, not legally.
Yeah.
But it's as if
Doesn't
they've
look-
got a bigger property with this nice new wall up what looks like on their property. It seemed like, to me, a benefit for the neighbor and a benefit to the community. I don't know if anybody else wants to go, but I'm prepared to make a motion to
No,
approve.
I'll-
So I'll make a
Only
motion
other
to
thing I
approve.
would have said is it also prevents any of the runoff onto that property, so it actually helps the neighbor.
Yeah,
so.
and it's very, it fits the whole house, the building and everything, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
If you want, I'll make the motion.
I'll make a motion and first, you could second that.
Okay, all right, you make the motion. Mr. Wiseman. Okay, Mr. Kenya, second, okay. Mr. Wiseman,
Yes.
Mr. Kenya, yes. Mr. Shah,
Yes.
okay, Mr. Sherman,
Yes.
Ms. Khan,
Yes.
Mr. Barrett.
Yes,
Motion carries, congratulations.
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming by to try to take care of this.
Yep, okay, that was easy. Block 3802, Lot 21, 42 Charles Street, application number 2025-85-V, Rodak Homes, Inc., Corporate. Applicant seeks approval to demolish an existing single-family home and construct a new single-family home with related improvements in violation of the following section. 170-87CC4, habitable floor area, 30% allowed, 35.99 proposed, 5.9 in variance requested.
Okay, welcome back.
Thank you. Corey Klein again from Sills, Cummins, and Gross on behalf of the applicant Rodak Homes, Inc. We submitted an application for a habitable floor area ratio variance pursuant to NJSA 40:55D-70D4 in connection with the demolition of the existing single-family home on property located at 42 Charles Street and identified as Lot 21 in Block 3802 on the township tax maps, and its replacement with a new two-story single-family home and related improvements. The property is located in the R4 single-family zoning district. The applicant seeks the variance relief, which I just described. We have served notice by certified mail and published notice of the hearing, and we have submitted proofs of such publication and service to the board, and would ask the board to acknowledge receipt and that jurisdiction is properly before this board.
So acknowledged.
Thank you. Tonight, we're presenting the following witnesses. We'll start with Mr. Eamon Sedra, a professional architect, unlike Nick, who will testify regarding the proposed improvements.
Okay, Ms. Cedra, do you swear affirm and tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
Okay, Ms. Cedra appeared before this board on numerous occasions, qualified in the field of architecture. Mr. Cedra, your qualifications or your license to practice in the state of New Jersey is up to date, correct?
Correct.
Chairman? No. I know he checked the email. I got him
Yeah, I
outside.
checked it right before I came here.
Does anyone on the board have any questions or objections regarding this witness? There being no objections, the witness is accepted as expert in architecture.
Thank you, Mr.
Take it
Chair.
away.
Mr. Sedra, if you could please describe your responsibilities in connection with this project.
Sure. We designed this single-family house. The first floor of this house consists of the living spaces, and also we have a guest bedroom. At the first floor, the total livable area for the first floor is 1,381, and the garage being 427 square feet. The lift of this first floor, we have the basement, open space at the back for rec room, and also we have an office and playroom, bathroom, and also we have a bedroom with its own egress access. The area for the basement is 1,381. The second floor consists of the bedroom spaces with closets and bathrooms, and also we have a laundry room up there. The attic is only accessible with the pull-down stair from the second floor. The exterior look of the building, it's a colonial-style home. We used board and batten on the front wall and horizontal James Hardy siding. And also we have a stone at the base of the building. And we also have casement windows for this house. The height for the attic from the attic floor to the lowest point of the ridge is 9 feet, and the collar tie is being at 6 feet. The second floor area also is 1,297, with a total of floor area ratio of 2,678. That will take us to a percentage of 35.99. Also, I would like to mention that we have a 30 square feet of open space at the second floor. This open space is only used at the first floor and not used at the second floor. That's all.
Does anyone on the board have any questions for this witness?
Yes, I do.
Please.
The one question I have, you are demolishing the house completely, am I?
Yes, correct.
So how can the pre-existing condition applies to the new house?
In terms of what?
I'm sorry?
In terms of what?
Yeah, I think
Like
that,
the size or what?
No, the pre-existing conditions, you have, if you look at your zoning table
Yeah.
on the site plan,
Yeah,
there are pre-existing conditions for the lot width, lot depth, front yard.
The lots
Just the lot, yeah, and then, yeah.
Mr. Shaw, if I may, I think our planner, Mr. Graviano, is probably better suited to answer that question. But I think the short answer is going to be that, when we create these plans, the existing conditions is always what exists on the site today. But for the,
Okay, so they can.
for the approval,
the lot widths, the code requires 75 feet, but the existing lot width is 62.53, which unchanged. I mean, that's the width of the lot.
I think, just for clarification purposes, probably because Mr. Cedra is so thorough, is that he puts on all of the information that's required, which would be items such as lot area. Obviously, the lot is the lot. The lot's not going to get any larger.
okay, maybe I
right?
misunderstood the
No,
question.
no, it's fine. And the same thing happens when Posada's here. It's not because of you, Corey. So, when we see these things, they're noted as relief, but they're not necessarily relief because it is what's already there. You can't make the lot any bigger. You can't make the lot width any wider. And this also goes to some of the comments that Mr. Weissman made about the narrowness of certain lots. That's the existing condition. Right, so it's not, so yes, they are building a new home, so all of those other bulk issues, and including here, really, you're only looking at, well, let me be clear, Mr. Cedra, you're only looking at a habitable floor area ratio. You don't have any new bulk variances
Correct,
as a
just the
result of
habitable
this
floor area ratio.
application.
Correct. As a matter
That's
of fact,
really what Mr. Shah's question is. No, yeah,
Thank
no
you, Mr.
new
Weiser.
bulk variances.
as a matter of fact, the existing structure had some non-conformity with the front yard and the side yard. We're bringing this to conformance with the code. Like the front yard was 26 feet or 7, now we're at 40 with the new structure. So we are eliminating the non-conformity in some aspect. But the one that related to the lot width and depth, and that's the size of the lot, so that's nothing much we can do with that.
And we'll probably hear from Mr. Graviano about that.
Thank you.
Did we ask the public? Does anyone in the public have any questions for this witness? Yes. Okay. I think that's it. Back to you.
Okay, seeing that there's no further questions for this witness, I'd like to call my next witness, Mr. Graviano.
All right, Mr. Graviano, do you swear firm to tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
All right, Mr. Graviano was previously qualified in the field of planning.
And we can accept them as such.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Graviano. If you could please describe the site from a planning perspective.
Certainly. This is a application for block 3802, lot 21, the street address of 42 Charles Street. This is an undersized lot in the district, which really triggers the need for the FAR variance. It is an undersized lot at 7,638 square feet, whereas 9,375 is required for the district. It's a little over 1,700 square feet less than what's required by ordinance. Mr. Cedra did steal a little bit of my thunder. Mr. Shah had a very valid question. The applicant with this application is fixing a deficient side yard setback to a conforming side yard setback, a deficient aggregate side yard setback to a conforming aggregate side yard setback, and then lastly, he mentioned the front yard setback, which currently exists at 26.07 feet today, and is going to meet the 40 feet required of the district. So this is an application which does remove many existing nonconformities on the existing structure today. I would also like to note that the 2,678 square feet proposed with this dwelling is 542 square feet less than the 3,220 permitted by the district. So at 2,678, this is a very modest structure that's respecting the undersized nature of the lot while respecting all the required setbacks of the district. So the request for the FAR variance, 30% is required, 35.99% is proposed, certainly could be granted under the municipal land use law purposes of zoning, purpose A, G, and I, without substantial detriment to the zone plan or zoning ordinance. The applicant meets all the required setbacks, also meets the required off-street parking, so the site could certainly accommodate the proposed dwelling, withstanding the request for the habitable floor area ratio variance.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Craviano. And in your professional opinion, is the applicant satisfied the required proofs for the requested variance?
Yes, and I certainly think the removal of all those deficient setbacks regarding the side yard, aggregate side yard, and front yard go a long way towards advancing purpose purpose A of the municipal land use law, promotion of public health, safety, morals, and general welfare. That's really zoning mechanisms fall under that purpose, and this is an application which furthers that.
Thank you. I have no further questions for this witness.
Does anyone on the board have any questions for this witness? I'm going to take it no one in the public has any questions for this witness? Just an assumption. Does anyone in the public have any, want to make any statements regarding this application? Back to you, sir.
I just wanted to note for the record, we did speak with two of the neighbors about this application. There was a concern that, about an existing fence that apparently encroaches onto our property that belongs to one of the neighbors or one of the neighbors put up. As shown in the plans, we have no intention of touching that fence, and I will advise my client of that conversation I had. I think they went home, but I just wanted to note that for the record.
We can make that part of the resolution?
I'm hesitant to make it part of the resolution. It is an encroachment. If we sell it to somebody else and somebody wants to do something,
Fair enough.
you know, and I had that conversation with them as well, and they understand.
I think the important part that perhaps Mr. Klein is trying to convey is that conversations were had with the neighbors, and obviously they're not here tonight to voice any objection thereto. So whatever was discussed was worked out to the parent satisfaction of neighbors, because if it wasn't, they would certainly be here.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone on the board want to make any statement? Anybody on the board want to make a motion? Oh, go, please.
So I drove by this property, and I just want to say that I appreciate this thoughtful design. It's an undersized lot, and I think the placement of the lot is more suited for this. The placement of the house is more suited for the lot, and I appreciate the fact that the two deficiencies have been addressed, and it's only 2,678 square feet. It's definitely under the requirements, so I think that it's a good addition to the street, to the neighborhood, so thank you.
Thank you.
Any other statements? Someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Sherman?
Yes?
Mr. Weissman?
Yes.
Mr. Kenya, yes. Mr. Shah?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Khan?
Yes.
Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, block 4700, lot 34, 14 Hazelwood Avenue, application number 2025-68-V. Oh, sorry, I skipped the wrong one. I missed the Elmwood. Block 1602, lot 35, 77 Elmwood Drive, application number 2025-79-V, Rodak Home Inc. Incorporated. Applicant seeks approval to construct a new single-family home in violation of the following section: 170-99C2, front yard setback 35 feet required, 20 feet proposed, 15 feet variance requested. 170-87CC, habitable floor area ratio 30% required, 36% proposed, 6% variance requested.
Thank you, Mr. Kenya.
Do you want to?
Corey Klein again, from Sills, Cummins, and Gross, on behalf of the applicant, Rodak Homes, Inc. We've submitted an application for a bulk variance pursuant to NJSA 40:55D-70C and a habitable floor area ratio variance pursuant to NJSA 40:55D-70D4 in connection with the demolition of the existing single-family home on property located at 77 Elmwood Drive and identified as Lot 35 in Block 1602 on the township tax maps, and its replacement with a new two-story single-family home and related improvements. The property is located in the R4 single-family zoning district, and we have served notice by certified mail and published notice of the hearing, and we have submitted proofs of such publication and service to the board, and we would ask the board to acknowledge receipt and that jurisdiction is properly before this board. Notice, good?
So noted.
So noted.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Tonight, we're presenting Mr. Cedra, again, our architect, who will testify with regards to the proposed improvements.
All right, Ms. Cedra, do you swear affirm and tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
All right, Ms. Cedra, literally minutes ago, was qualified in the field of architecture, and I'm assuming nothing's changed, so Chairman?
Therefore, we can accept you as an expert in architecture.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Cedra. If you could please orient the board and the public to the property by the surrounding streets and other characteristics, and describe the proposed improvements.
Sure. We designed a single-family house for this property. This is a corner lot. The first floor consists of the living spaces, and also we have a guest bedroom. And for the first floor, we have two entrances, one from each street to enter the house. The area for the first floor is 1,572. The garage area is 428. The basement on the left side has a rec room at the back, office space and media room. And also we have a bedroom with egress window. The second floor consists of the sleeping area with bathrooms and closets. We have a pull-down stairs for the attic access. The house is a colonial-style house with a hip roof as being the main roof, and also we have some gable roofs that intersect with the hip roof. We used AZAC, horizontal hardy and board and batten for the front, and horizontal board and horizontal lap siding for the rear and the side. Also for the side that faces the street, we designed the elevation just to improve the static appearance of this front view. The second floor area is 1,560. We have a total FAR floor area ratio of 3,132 with the 36%. Also, I would like to mention that there is a 70 square feet at the second floor in the foyer. It's an open space used only at the first floor, but not used at the second floor. The attic is, as I mentioned, only accessible with the pull-down stair with the height being 8'9" from the attic floor to the underside of the ridge. And also we have the collar tie at 5'10". That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Cedra. Does the board have any questions for this witness?
And I'm guessing the public has no questions for this witness. Stab in the dark.
Okay, I'd like to call my second witness, Mr. Graviano.
All right, Mr. Graviano, do you swear affirm and tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
All right, Mr. Graviano was previously qualified in the field of planning and was accepted mere minutes ago in the field of planning.
No emails from the DCA.
Oh, Mr. Graviano, you had to check?
No, I didn't.
No, okay, I was just double checking.
We can accept you as an expert in professional planning.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Graviano. If you could please explain for the board the reasons for the requested relief tonight and the justifications for the requests from a planning perspective.
Certainly. This is a very similar application to the last application in that the applicant, with the proposal, is eliminating numerous existing nonconformities on the site. This is an application for Lot 35 in Block 1602. This also is an undersized lot, 8702, where 9375 is required. It's 673 square feet less than what's required by ordinance. This application is improving a currently deficient front yard setback of 35 feet. 40 feet is proposed. Additionally, there's a deficient side yard setback, that is to the neighbor on Elmwood. 6.51 exists today, where the ordinance requirement of 10 foot is being met by this application. The applicant is requesting the front yard setback for the secondary street, whereas 35 feet is required and 20 feet is proposed. However, I would like to note that this is an improvement over the 17.33 feet which exists today. This is a 70-foot wide lot. I think the applicant's design does respect the built pattern of Elmwood Court, which is the side street. And as you saw on the applicant's architecturals, great care was made into making this house appear like there are two front facades to the dwelling. So there's a facade, a front-looking facade on both of the Elmwoods in this circumstance. The only variance that the applicant's requesting with this application is the habitable floor area ratio, whereas 36% is proposed, 30% is required. The applicant's home at 3132 square feet is under the 3220 required by ordinance, so this is certainly a house that meets the habitable floor area requirement of the district. The FAR variance can be granted, advancing purposes of zoning A, G, and I. A relating to making the setbacks conforming and increasing the setback on Elmwood Court. Additionally, it advances purpose I, a desirable visual environment through creative development techniques and good civic design and arrangements.
Sorry, that's Elmwood Drive, right? Elmwood Drive?
There's two Elmwoods here.
I'm sorry. No,
The side street's Elmwood Court.
confusing myself.
Elmwood Drive is the house, the address of the house, but it fronts on both streets.
Perfect, thank you.
Sorry if that wasn't clear. So certainly with respect to the D4 variance, it meets both the positive and negative criteria. There's no substantial impairment to the zone plan or zoning ordinance. And then looking at the requested C variance for the front yard setback, that certainly advances purposes A and I of the municipal land use law. Case law tells us that in terms of aesthetics, that aesthetics alone could be a reason for granting the C2 variance, and I think the design of this home certainly provides a benefit to the community by providing beautiful streetscapes on both streets by which this house fronts. As with the D4 FAR variance, the C2 variance could be granted without substantial impairment to the zone plan or zoning ordinance.
Thank you, Mr. Graviano. So in your professional opinion, has the applicant satisfied the required proofs for the requested variances?
Yes, for both the D4 FAR variance and the C2 variance for the front yard setback.
Does the board have any questions for this witness?
And we're going to assume nothing from the public either. Okay,
Okay, thank you. I have nothing further.
all right. Does anybody in the public want to make a statement? Does anybody on the board want to make a statement? Does anybody on the board want to make a motion?
So this area of town, the lots are small, and there are many houses on the street, and I had the honor of going there during school pickup in that area. It gets very, very crazy. So there are cars parked on both sides of the street, and then it's a very narrow street, and cars are trying to pass. So I know it's not the purview of the zoning board, but I think I would just like to say that it's really important that the silt fence go up and that debris is removed regularly, and you're just aware of the cars and the traffic in that area, especially being on the corner, because it's a lot of construction going on that street and streets around there. So I almost scraped my wheel parking. It's really hard. So I just would, it doesn't have to be a condition of approval, but I just would like that you would respect the neighborhood. And there are a lot of children in that area too, coming in and out of cars, so.
We'll make a note of it for the applicant. I would think that the township has an ordinance that should be complied with And,
Well, there is, but it's not always applied.
yeah, it
so,
should be,
yes.
it should
Bless you,
be.
Bless you.
Yeah, there should be better, it sounds like there should be better enforcement,
Well-
but, well, I will make sure to pass that message
Okay.
along to the applicant.
Because
to
the
take
onus is
extra
also
care for
on
this
the
particular
construction,
location.
so yes, okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anybody want to make a motion?
I will do it.
I will second.
Okay, Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
Mr. Weissman,
Yes.
Mr. Kenya, yes, Mr. Sherman,
Yes.
Ms. Khan,
Yes.
Mr. Beer,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The last one, Block 4700, Lot 34, 14 Hazelwood Avenue. Application number 2025-68-3, Elaine and Scott Haman. Applicant seeks approval to construct a new single-family house, new garage, in violation of the following section. 170-99C2, front yard setback 40 feet, required 31.75 feet, proposed 8.25 variance requested. 170-99CC3, left side yard setback 10 feet allowed, 5.75 feet, proposed 4.25 feet variance requested. 170-87BB4, habitable floor area 3220 square feet, allowed 3440 square feet, proposed 220 feet variance requested. 170-87CC4, habitable floor area ratio 30% allowed, 52.3% proposed, 22.3% variance required. 170-87E1D4, rear yard setback 5 feet allowed, 2 feet proposed, 3 feet variance requested. 170-87E1E, side yard setback 5 feet allowed, 2.5 feet proposed, 2.5 feet variance required.
So I assume that you are Elaine Hammond?
Yes,
Okay, and you're the owner of the property?
I'm the applicant.
Yes. Okay, you're the applicant. And you're
My
here tonight?
parents are the owner.
I'm sorry?
My parents are the owner.
Okay, okay. But you're the applicant for tonight?
Yes.
And you have your architect with you tonight, right? Now, I think you were in the audience when I made the announcement, but I'm gonna just do it again, just to be sure. So one of the variances you're seeking is what we call a D variance, which does require 5 affirmative votes of the board. We have 6 members tonight. So I just want to, once again, just so you're aware, before we proceed, and you still want to proceed, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And so will you start with your architect, or do you want to start, or are you going to be
I'm
testifying?
going to start really briefly, and
Okay.
then my architect's going to
Yeah,
take you
I'll
through the plan.
Okay, so let's swear you in. Okay, do you swear affirm and tell the truth before the zoning board tonight?
Yes.
Okay, and we already have your name as Elaine Hammond, right?
Yes.
All right, just, Ms. Hammond, just explain to me, your parents own the home, but you're the applicant?
Yes.
All right, can you just
Yep.
explain to the board
So,
about that?
my elderly parents, they're 84, and 88. They've been living in the house for 20 years. So they first moved in because I moved to Summit, and they wanted to be near my baby. And they're aging out, and that house is still pretty much like the original build, and they would like to stay in the house. So what I'm looking to do is be able to expand this house so that we could do some multi-generational living, right? So that I can live in the house with them and be able to have this house have first level floor living, that they don't have to do stairs, and they can stay in the house because that's their first choice. I guess that's my simple rationale.
As a point of correction, because I thought the application says you're demolishing the house?
Yes.
Oh, so you
So
are,
we wanna
okay. I
build-
misheard you then, okay.
Yes, sorry. So I would like to demolish and build a new house that
Okay.
can fit us to be able to live comfortably.
So the overall goal is generated by the fact that your parents want to, what they call today, age in place.
Yes,
Okay.
age in place.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess that, yeah, I guess you're an applicant then, yes. Does anyone on the board have any questions for this applicant? Okay,
You wish to proceed with your architect, right?
Yes,
All right, so let's get sworn. Do you swear affirm and tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
All right, can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Robert Emmert Jr., E-M-E-R-T.
All right. Mr. Emmerich has been before this board numerous occasions, qualified in the field of architecture. You're licensed to practice in the state of New Jersey. I gotta remember what state we're in. State of New Jersey is up to date, correct?
Current and valid, yes.
Current and valid. There you go. Mr. Chairman?
does anybody on the board have any questions or objections to this witness? There being no objections, we can accept you as a expert in architecture. Please
Thank you
proceed.
very much. All right, so as Elaine mentioned, part of the intent here is, for her to live there, with her family and her parents. But it's also that as she mentioned, it's one of the original houses. It is built, I don't even know the,
1960?
but it's an older home, older lifestyle, has not been maintained kept up. The garage, the detached garage in the back is deteriorating. So in addition to the lifestyle, it's also just the quality of the existing house and the existing construction. So the plan is to demolish the house, demolish the garage, and to situate the house. All right, number one, it is a significantly undersized lot. It's about 30% undersized. It's only a 50-foot wide lot where 75 foot is required. It's 6577 square feet, whereas 9375 is required. So it's undersized. So when taking the house down and positioning it, we took care of some of the existing non-conforming issues. As far as the front yard setback, we are asking for a variance, even though I'm not really sure that it's required, because we do comply with the established setback requirement. So, but in talking with the building department, they said, please just go ahead and get it memorialized, even though you do comply with the average setback. And so that's why we are, the average setback is 37 feet, and we are doing 37, here, let me get the right number. Front yard, 40 is required. The existing established setback is 31.7, we're 31.75, so we're farther back than the established by just a few inches. But which is good, because if you drive down the street, these houses are all pretty much in a row, and so we will be maintaining that uniformity with that. With the front corner of the house, we pulled that away, so now we are the 10 feet away. Here, let's see if I can zoom in. So in the front corner is 7 foot something, and now we're going to keep that at 10 feet. And then we will have 10 feet on the opposite side, so in the front areas it conforms. We are asking for a side yard variance at the back left corner, because we're trying to maintain a drive a little bit wider than the existing drive, but maintaining the drive on the right side So we have that. As far as the layout of the house, it's 3 bedrooms on the upstairs. So on the upstairs, we have the master suite in the back, the bedroom facing the back. And, again, due to the limited size of the property of the house, it's only a 3-bedroom house on the second floor. So we do have 2 bedrooms up there with a hall bath and a laundry area. And then we do have the primary living space. Again, we are going to have a detached garage at the back, which is shown on the site plan, and we'll get into those variances in a second. But, so we have the family room, the great room facing the back. We have a mudroom because they are going to be parking in the back and coming in this way, so a place to take off your shoes, drop off your coat. We come into the kitchen, and then at the front of the house, we have a bedroom number 4, which is laid out for the parents with the separate beds, and then a small study at the front and a nice covered front entry porch coming up to the house. And many of the houses on the block do the new ones, but the existing ones have front porches. Some of them have been enclosed. And some of them are still open, and this one will be an open porch. And then one of the issues with this neighborhood, with this house, is it has a very low basement. And one of the concerns we have is there's water, it gets existing water in the basement. And so we're going to be addressing that with the new construction, with new drainage. But there was concern about pushing the basement slab elevation down because we just didn't feel it was prudent since there's already water issues and we didn't want to tempt fate. So, I mean, it's under a 7-foot ceiling height down there, and the new house is going to be the same because we're not going down any deeper, even though it's going to be new. So it's really, not much of a usable, being under 7 feet, and we are going to have ductwork down there. We're going to have mechanicals down there. So it's really not going to be a usable living space basement. I mean, yes, there will be storage and there will be mechanicals. So in order to get additional space, we are showing we are proposing to have a habitable attic. So we would have a stair going up to the attic with a loft, open loft flex space. We're calling it a dining alcove. Again, it's no doors, no closet, it's just an open space. So, it could definitely be a sleeping alcove for a guest or someone, but it could also be a flex space. It could be a home office. It could be many, many different things. And there is a full bathroom on that level that we're proposing. Then the front and the back of that level would be attic with mechanical, with insulation, with the collar ties, all that. And in the back, there's even the dotted line because there's going to be a raised ceiling because the intent is to have a tray ceiling above bedroom number 1, and so that dotted line represents you won't even have a level floor back in this area. With the front of the house, tried to keep, the intent was to keep it fairly simple. If you look at the floor, going back to the floor plan, you can see it's just a nice, simple rectangle on the first floor. There is a little bump out in order to get some space and some needed space to have for the kitchen. But from the outside, again, trying to keep it very simple. A lot of the houses on that street are very simple, and so just, in keeping with character, but all new finishes. Covered front porch, and then set back in the middle of the house would be where we bump up the ceiling, bump up the roof line, in order to get the proposed habitable attic. And then in the back, we would have a detached garage. It's just a garage. There's no living space or anything. But I added a dormer there because, I mean, just the relationship between the house, the family room, looking out, if you're going back to, just when I'm in this family room looking out, what I'm gonna see my garage, right there. And so I want it to be attractive and, even though it's opening up onto the patio, auto court, it's gonna have several uses in the space between the two buildings. So, and then also as far as the garage is concerned, repositioning the garage in order to, make it accessible for a car. So that's why we did push it back in the lot. And that's why we are asking for the variances as far as the side and rear yard setback in relationship to, the property line. And then, again, we are also asking for a variance for the area of the accessory building. Again, the lot is undersized. Trying to go with a two-car garage to be more, modern living, and so that's why we are over on the accessory building square footage or percentage. So that concludes my comments.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for this witness? Go ahead.
I'll start with the, I have a lot, but let me start, because I want to understand. I don't understand let's just start with the setbacks, because I don't what is this to the power line? Because you have all these 39, the 40s to the curb in your calculation, but then in your proposed, it's 31.75, which you're saying is the average to, what is that? I don't know what I'm looking at.
All right,
The right of way, and then add 10
Right.
feet till you get to the curb. So just add 10 feet to that number, and that'll be
You're just
the
subtracting.
same number to the curb.
What the town had you
Okay.
do is measure from the curb line. Because the curb line is visible, it's actually something you can measure from. So you measure that, but the property line starts 10 feet in from that curb. So you'll see me measure 40 feet to the house, but the setback is really 30 feet because there's an imaginary line which you can't measure from because you can't see it unless you're a surveyor. So that's
Right,
the
I
difference.
got it, okay.
Anybody else? You're not on.
Well, so the driveway's very long, right? And then the garage is in the rear of the property. So the required rear lot distance is 5 feet, and you are proposing 2 feet.
Correct.
The garage to the,
2.5 feet
the rear is
at
2
the
feet.
side and 3 feet, 2 and 2.5,
Right,
right.
so 2 feet to the rear and 2.5. So basically, this little piece here to the left is the backyard. And then here, this is like a little driveway patio.
Correct.
Okay. This is a very large house for this size piece of property, you know that. It's a very large house. I know that it's an undersized lot, I see, but you are also proposing a habitable floor area of 3,440 square feet, where the required is 3,220. So you're actually exceeding the required habitable floor area with, as you said, the property, the lot being 30% lower than the required amount. So I'm just trying to square this because this is a very large house in that very small lot.
Well, if I could just, a couple things. Number one is, as far as the habitable floor area, of that square footage, of the 3440, almost 400 of that is the attic, right. And we were looking at that, again, with the water issues, with not having a usable basement, and then also, part of the thinking was, we were looking, at the house sizes on the street. I mean, they're it's a modest street, and we didn't, so, and the house is already sitting up a little bit. We didn't want to start raising the whole entire house out to get. Well, we can, because I can change the roof pitch and change things, and we can do that. So, but we didn't, but we like the form, I like the simple form of the gabled roof, but part of the thinking was we didn't want to start pushing the entire house up in order to try to get a basement underneath there. If we could get by with just taking part of the attic and using it for the same thing. So instead of putting it all in the basement and having even more space than we would have here, just tuck it under the roof line that we're already going to have and just create a couple of dormers. So that's 400 of the square feet right there. And, as far as the size of the house, it is still only on the second floor. It still is only a 3-bedroom house. I mean, it's not like we. Correct. So, right, no, but I'm saying upstairs.
Oh, sorry, upstairs. I don't have my microphone on, sorry.
No, I agree with you. That's true, but again, I'm just still saying that on the second floor, it's not like there's that much space that we have the ability to do 4 bedrooms. And then, yes, there is the space on the first floor for a bedroom, for a future, home office down the road, for, some sort of flex space. But yes, it is a 4-bedroom house. So.
Carrying on that theme on the square footage, and I acknowledge it's an undersized lot, but when it comes to the square footage figure, undersized usually doesn't mean building a bigger house, which means that to do this, I think we would be required to find some evidence under C2 that it's not because of a hardship that you could build a bigger house, and it's oversized. So we would need to see, and that's what I'm asking of the evidence of something where the benefits, and this isn't to the property owner, but to the community, that has to substantially outweigh the detriment. I haven't heard testimony of other I've seen the other houses on the block. None look like this is some block that has, for some reason, everyone has gone over the limit. It doesn't look that way. So I'm looking for some sort of, evidence-based answers to be able to justify that this is substantial, that this benefit to the community substantially outweighs us basically violating what the ordinance is in the town for this square footage.
Right. So, I think this does, I think it's in keeping with the existing neighborhood. All right, because we talk about this, we can talk about the square footage, but again, if you look at the house, it's an elongated house. So from the street, we're a 2-story house. We're not, it's not oversized, it's not grandiose. It's a very simple gable shape. It's a very, we have the floor elevation is going to be very similar to what it is. An open front porch, very much in keeping with what the neighbors are. And then just the very simple gable shape, which is, it's in keeping it, and I think in some cases it's even simpler than some of the other, the other houses on the block. So driving by this house, it's not like this is an oversized house from the front that's going to jump out to you. It's what we needed to elongate the house in order to get, again, modern amenities, to make it a functional house in this day and age. I mean, again, you talk to a lot of families, having 3 bedrooms upstairs is, you see enough of these plans. It's not that common that you see that these days. I mean, people are putting 4, on occasion 5, but mostly 4 is what you see. And then, yes, having the bedroom on the first floor is becoming, fairly common these days because it has some advantages to, visitors from far away, from elderly parents, from a flex space, to have a home office or something at home. So there are advantages to having that type of space. But again, I do think the character from the street, from driving by, is very much with what you have in the neighborhood. The house is, the 2-story house, open porch, pushed off a little to one side because these houses all do have or most of them have the detached garage in the back. So I do think it's in keeping with the character of the neighborhood. It is just, again, we did go deeper, but it's only, I'm going to say it's only a 3-bedroom house upstairs. We don't have a living room. We just, there are certain things like that. And we don't have, again, there are water issues in this area, and we don't have a functioning basement.
Yeah, let me just jump in for a minute. I mean, the basement doesn't matter. Basements don't count no matter what, whether there was a basement or not. It's not part of living space. The attic normally wouldn't count, but now you're turning the attic into living space. So now it does count. The house is, I get it that it's a narrow lot. I mean, they also happen to have I know every project stands on its own, but you also happen to pick the night where there was 2 other projects that were roughly around the same size, and you have one that was definitely exactly the same size lot, and that one is 1,000 square feet less than what you're proposing here tonight. And that one exceeded its ratio, but for good reason. This is just way severely oversized. I mean, it's what's pushing the garage in the back. Being on the property line, it just doesn't fit. I mean, I get that, trying to build modern amenities and this and that, but there's lot sizes that could accommodate all of those things, and for this, it just doesn't accommodate on that size lot in this area.
I'll chime in a little bit. I do agree that, your frontscape and everything you said is certainly true, and I think it won't overwhelm the street as you drive past, but I think you're getting a feel, and I'm kind of in the same ballpark. They're looking at some of the numbers, 34, 40, and we're saying how undersized it is, and we understand the rationale, but we're over on coverage, we're over on, 52.3 is a really hard number to swallow from this side of the table. We understand what you're trying to do, and I think you worked very hard to try to get this to meet all the requirements and the wants of the owner. But I'm seeing 7 variances, and we're pushing things to all kinds of corners, and I don't know, I have trouble rationalizing that this is good for the neighborhood, I guess, is part of where I'm coming from, trying to be honest with you. I think I cut you off. Did you want to say something? Or?
Yeah, I was just going to also add on the setbacks. Usually there's the existing, one side is getting worse. Again, somehow that's got to be you have an undersized lot, and you've seen, like today, you've seen our rationale in other cases. Again, it stands on its own, but the case was made that, hey, we're undersized lot, so that's why we're seeking a variance, but it's better than what you got now. But here, this isn't the case. It's an undersized lot, and it's going to be worse. And I'm sensitive to encroachment because I'm sensitive about neighbors. I always want people in Livingston to get what they want, but I haven't heard a reason that things couldn't be configured so that this garage, which is 2 to 3 feet off a neighbor's property, like, it should be that there's no other way, that this is pretty, so standard and typical, and there was just no other way to do it, and we really want this to happen in the community. I haven't heard testimony to like that effect, that this needs to be done, such that we gotta stick the neighbors with an accessory, literally 2 and 3 feet, right off their property line, which is really close.
I don't know if any other board members have anything else before I.
Just one quick question I have. For, going back to my colleague's questions about the setbacks, I believe the setbacks were not measured by any surveyor. Am I correct? And also, you assume
Well-
10 feet from the curb. Is it correct assumption?
All right, as far as you're talking about the established front setback, okay. That was measured by me. And, we are still setting the house back farther than it is right now, based on the measurements. And if you drive down the street, and we can have but I measured from the curb and I measured to the houses and stuff, so I'm confident to what it is. But again, and we are farther back, and as far as the setbacks, we have improved the setback, the front yard, at the front left corner. It does get a little tighter, it was at 6.79, and we're, a foot closer back here, because we're bumping it out to get that space within the kitchen, which we could take off. I mean, as far as, the garage and pushing it back, I mean, to me, it's, I mean, I don't see the benefit, honestly, I don't see the benefit to a neighbor. It's dead space back there anyways that you got to take care of. So whether it's 2 feet or 5 feet or 3 feet, it's still just dead space either on the side, if your neighbor has a fence, it's 3 feet on the side of his fence. If they don't have a fence, it's, so it's open, it's, to me, it's relatively insignificant, as far as the neighbor's concerned. But again, if the homeowner wants, but we've had this conversation, so. What's that?
I'm required to have a one-car garage?
Well,
What if I had
you're
no
required to have
garage?
at least a one-car garage, but
Right.
it doesn't have to be a 2-car garage.
Let me.
And the back neighbor was notified, and I guess they're not here to say that it's an issue.
Right. Let me just say this at this point. There have been several comments by the board with regard to this application. Sometimes when you hear comments from the board, I believe that the comments are always meant to be constructive. And I think as you've seen tonight, the board, it does grant relief where appropriate. And in this set of circumstances, based upon the comments by the board, maybe the applicant wants to take those comments and have a sit-down with her professionals or professional and discuss if there's any alternatives. Being in the situation you're in with aging parents, and I myself, let me say that, I understand and appreciate what you're attempting to do. It's certainly better than what we used to do with the elderly, where we just put them away, although I probably like to do that with my mother, but she's too aware. Oh, wait, is this on the record?
Scratch that, please.
I already, don't worry, I already changed the insurance policies. But, you know, based on the comments, sometimes you want to take that and say, maybe something can be done, maybe something can't be done. But sometimes it's always good to take commentary. So let me ask you this question, Ms. Hammond. Based upon the comments that you just heard from the board, do you want to ask the board to, for a continuance, an adjournment, so that you can have that conversation and then come back at a future board date in the near future and be able to either identify that you're not making any changes, or if you are making changes, you have to provide that to the board, and Ms. Hollis can obviously give you, well, Mr. Emmert knows what he's doing, but if there's any changes, to provide that to the township ahead of time.
I've never done this before, so I don't know what that implication is, but I'm thinking that, yeah.
You suggest that we go out and talk about it, and then you decide
Like
you
now.
just want to come back?
So what,
Decide now.
right, so what I'm saying to you is that you have this is your application, right? So you have the power to control it and to say, based upon the comments, I think I want to have the opportunity to take those comments into consideration, and I want to come back at a future board meeting with maybe an amended plan, maybe not an amended plan, but I want to have that opportunity, because once the board votes, and we've had this situation before, my board members know this, once the board votes, that's it. The application is either approved or denied. And sometimes I have an applicant who say, well, wait a minute, I have one more thought, and that's not, doesn't happen. Once the vote is taken.
Can you explain what happens if it's a negative vote?
If it's a negative vote, if the board decides not in favor of any application, what that means is that the applicant, that particular application is dead. The applicant can't reapply with the exact same plans. They would have to come back with new plans. There's a thing called res judicata, and I've met my quota under my law license to speak Latin at least once a day. So under res judicata, that means you have to have something that's significantly different than your prior application. So you'd have to resubmit all new plans, and you'd also have to start over from square one with notices, an application, a review by the township. That would all start from square one.
Yeah,
But
I
if you ask
think,
for,
we understand. I think we're going to take your advice, take the comments, the helpful comments that you've made, and we will go look at it and decide what the next step is.
Mr. Emmerich is a professional, and he knows what he's doing.
So the next available time slot is January, as Jackie,
27th.
January 27th. You will not need to renotice. You're all done with that. You just have to, any revised plans need to get to Jackie 3 weeks in advance, is that it? Or 2 weeks, what is it?
Mr. Chairman, it would need to go back to the zoning office.
Oh, that's true, I'm sorry, yes, thank you.
first, Before it comes back to
So
me.
you'd want to give it a good 3-4
Yes.
weeks? So by the end of December, you'd want to have those, if you decide to revise the plans, have them in so we can go through the process, so we can get you in as soon as possible, because I'm sure you're anxious to move forward with however the plans end up.
Okay.
All
so
right,
for
thank you.
So for the record, this matter, Ms. Hammond, you are requesting an adjournment of this matter until the January date. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Emmerich.
Okay, motion to adjourn? I'll make a motion to adjourn. Would someone like to second? Thank you.
Second, third, fourth, fifth.